Well, I woke up this morning from a reoccurring dream.
Okay, part 3 of DIL CHAHTA. Hey, hello people. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by SYNTELL with the Intel.
Yo, what's up, baby?
So we're going to conclude this today. Thanks so much for coming back. Really appreciate it. Since you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut-down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. If you want to watch the whole movie with us, uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKOAY, where you can watch the whole film with us, but you will need your own Netflix subscription, so you can open up the movie in an adjacent window to our reaction. And it's like you're watching it with 2 of your favorite pals from the internet. Now, we are watching this on Netflix. However, you guys are watching this, up to you. Because you're watching this on YouTube, you're seeing a cut down. Make sure to watch the other 2 parts if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, so here we go. Let's just jump back into it.
मुझे तो यकीन ही नहीं होता कि तुम्हारे जाने का वक्त आ गया है.
Don't worry, Mom. बहुत जल्द होता है.
That went by quick.
3 महीने बहुत जल्द नहीं.
I don't think my mom's ever given me a massage.
I was just thinking that. Not never, ever, ever has that ever happened. My mom be like, sorry for you.
तुमने शादी के बारे में कुछ सोचा है?
Ma, you won't understand.
Then help me understand.
Mama, I like a woman that's your age.
क्या तुम किसी को चाहते हो?
It's not exactly her age.
All right, give or take 5 years.
No, it's at least a 10-year difference.
Well, they said she was 15 years over.
Yeah. The mom's got to be at least 25 years older than him. Or at least
20.
20, yeah.
ऐसी कौन सी चीज है जिसे जानने का मुझे
Yeah.
हक नहीं है?
Come on, man, shoot your shot.
क्या बात है?
She's going to disapprove hard.
Yeah. Go on and grab that vintage.
वो तारा जयसवाल.
See?
तुम्हें जरा भी एहसास है कि तुम क्या कह रहे हो?
Damn.
और उसे तुम्हें क्या कहा? कि वो तुमसे प्यार करती है. अपनी जिंदगी की दुख भरी दास्तान सुना के उसे तुम्हें फंसाया होगा. क्या कहा?
कुछ नहीं कहा.
My man's like, can I just love who I want to love?
तुम्हारी माँ बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही है सिद्धार्थ. अपनी जिंदगी मत बर्बाद करो मुझ पर. और जो जरा सी शांति रह गई है मेरी जिंदगी में, प्लीज मत छीनो मुझसे.
I mean, she's a handsome woman, though. I mean, I totally get it. Totally, completely get it.
अब प्लीज मेरी बात तो सुनिए.
मुझे कुछ नहीं सुनना. क्या मैंने तुम्हें कभी ये महसूस होने दिया है कि मैं तुमसे प्यार करती हूँ या तुमसे कोई रिश्ता बनाना चाहती हूँ?
It's just the baggage. It's not the age, it's the baggage.
यही तो प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हारे जनरेशन की. तुम लोग समझते हो कि सब कुछ चलता है, मगर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है सिद्धार्थ.
Man, the heart wants what the heart wants.
You ever seen a James Dean movie before?
Long time ago. It's been a while. Talking about squinty-eyed James Dean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dude kind of low-key gives me James Dean vibes. He's very selective about when he has his outbursts. But otherwise, he's mostly playing it cool.
I'm so sorry कि मेरी बात से माँ और आपको इतनी तकलीफ पहुँची.
Do you know the secret behind James Dean's squint?
No.
He's nearsighted.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, for real. That's why he squinted like that. That's right, man. Heart wants what he wants, man. Do you? Besides, I mean, he looks a lot older than his other buddies do anyways.
प्लीज यहाँ से इस वक्त चले जाओ.
Damn. Come on. Everybody needs love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but if you're his mama, how could you not warn him? Be like, oh, she's an alcoholic. She's broken marriage. Kid don't see her.
I mean, she definitely...
Like, you have to address that.
Yeah,
like.
there's definitely a lot of baggage. But the heart wants what it wants.
Yeah.
You want problems or what? You're going to get problems. I wonder why they went with such a hazy look for that. Like, that's sort of a soft look.
Mm-hmm. They've been using that a lot, though, through this whole film.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Then Rohit's going to come in and mess it all up for him.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have to fight for her.
Good night.
इतनी आसानी से नहीं. तुमने अभी तक मुझे नहीं बताया कि तुमने किसे देखा.
Man, you're stupid if you don't know. Come on, lady. Come on.
Yeah, he hasn't been jokey.
मोटी opera singer.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You had her.
See?
शालिनी अंदर चलो.
Damn, like a dad.
इसी वक्त.
Right? Because I already sucked you once.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
He's like, nope. I'ma leave.
और तुम फिर आकाश से कभी नहीं मिलोगी समझी तुम
Damn.
You're hurting me, रोहित. रोहित, मुझे सोचने के लिए कुछ वक्त चाहिए. और शायद तुम्हें भी.
You flew all that way to put your hands on her like that? That's stupid, dude. If he wasn't such an asshole, I'd feel bad for him. But he's such a jerk. Like nothing wrong with communicating that you're feeling like jealous or uncomfortable. But to be all aggro and putting your hands on her like that.
Morning, Steve. Hi, Joan.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Malhotra. Your mother called.
और शालिनी का भी फोन आया था वो तुमसे कुछ जरूरी बात करना चाहती है
Thank you.
She got the work number, huh?
शालिनी है? उसने फोन किया था.
जानता हूँ हम वापस जा रहे हैं शादी करने
Yeah, she called you. We're getting married. Now buzz off, guy. He's trying so hard to edge him out.
That's a big bet.
आकाश, कल हम वापस जा रहे हैं. क्या तुम आज यहाँ डिनर के लिए आ सकते हो?
पता नहीं. Bye.
Someone hangs up like that, you know they got feelings. She just wanted to hear him say it.
Hey, Akash. हमने सोचा तुम नहीं आओगे. Come in.
That smile. I'm trying to keep my composure, but I'm hurting inside.
I'm dying.
Exactly. That's what that smile is. I don't know, man. I'm a different kind of dude. I'm like, if he's making you happy, I might just back off and be like, all right, go ahead. Just walk away, move on.
I mean, the minute I hear, yeah, I'm getting married, then, you know, hey, wish you the best and, you know, keep it moving.
अरे शालिनी तुमने महेश अंकल को बताया कि तुम्हारी और आकाश की मुलाकात कैसे हुई
What a dick.
जानते हो महेश अंकल अगर आप वहाँ होते तो न जाने क्या करते
क्यों? क्या हुआ था?
मेरी ग्रेजुएशन पार्टी की रात थी
He said, impossibly. Akash didn't know.
बस पांच माफी चाहता हूँ और फीलिंग्स आप
नहीं रोहित. गलती तो मेरी थी. अगर शालिनी मेरे साथ होती और किसी ने ऐसी वैसी हरकत की होती तो मैं उसे जान से मार देता.
Damn. What is...
Goodness.
अगर शालिनी तुम्हारे साथ होती तो
It would be that the girl he falls in love with is already taken by someone else.
Yeah.
किसी दिन तुम्हें बताना चाहूंगी कि मैं रोहित से शादी क्यों कर रही हूँ.
मुझे बताने की क्या जरूरत है?
इसलिए कि हम दोनों जानते हैं. उस रात ओपेरा में आंखें बंद किए. तुमने उस मोटी ओपेरा सिंगर को नहीं देखा.
It's a funny line. Even though it's serious, it's a funny line. We both know what you saw. This is what I don't get about movies. They never just have the conversation. I guess it's suspense, drama.
Yeah.
You know? But like in real life, I'd have just right there would have said it. Like,
I love you, woman. Quit that man.
yeah, exactly.
हेलो.
हेलो आंटी समीर घर पे है
कौन?
आकाश
बात करनी थी समीर से और फोन किया सिद्धार्थ को. कैसे हो?
Oh,
जी मैं ठीक हूँ आंटी
it's a Freudian kind of slip, huh?
बोल दूंगी उसे.
नहीं इट्स ओके आंटी मैं फोन कर लूँगा उसे थैंक यू बाय बाय
But in that moment, he got his friend, though, too, though. Like, he gets it.
Right.
How love is just what it is. Sid tried to tell him, he's like, yo, you don't even know what I'm going through.
आकाश
Yeah, Dad.
आकाश तुम वापस आ जाओ. I want you to come back.
I wonder how long he was there.
Long enough to fall in love.
Yeah.
मुझे प्यार हो गया, Dad.
That's a nice shirt you got on, Pops.
तुमने उससे कहा है कि तुम उससे प्यार करते हो?
No, I said I love the fat singer.
I chose wrong, Dad. I chose wrong.
आकाश, मेरे ख्याल से तुम्हें अपने दिल की बात उसे बता देनी चाहिए. उसके इस फैसले की वजह क्या है?
I mean, because if it's money, you got that.
शालिनी कैसी है?
खुश नहीं है और होगी भी कैसे? शादी रोहित से हो रही है और चाहती वो तुम्हें.
ये उसने कहा आपसे?
कभी तुमने कहा मुझसे कि तुम उसे चाहते हो?
Gotcha, bitch. I'm a grown-ass man. I've been around the block. I know what's up. I can see it.
रोहित और शालिनी के पिता बिजनेस पार्टनर्स थे.
Oh.
शालिनी करीब 6 साल की थी जब उसके माँ-बाप एक कार एक्सीडेंट में मारे गए.
Oh shit.
Dang.
उसका इकलौता रिश्तेदार था. लेकिन तब मेरा ही कोई ठिकाना नहीं था. रोहित के माँ-बाप ने शालिनी को अपनी
Wow, that's a tough. Oh, that's a tough cookie, man. Ooh.
एक तरफ है वो लोग जिन्होंने उसे वो जिंदगी दी जो वो जी रही है, और दूसरी तरफ एक आदमी जो उससे प्यार करता है नहीं करता है वो नहीं जानती.
जो भी फैसला तुम्हें करना है, आज ही करना.
It was a very nicely done track and shot too, because a lot of track and shots today, when they're done, I get dizzy. I feel a little bit nauseous when they do it.
Yes.
Whereas that one was done in such a way that, like, you didn't lose your equilibrium.
Everybody celebrating. My man shows up and messes up this happy party. She is in an impossible situation, though.
She's got the best excuse, though. Be like, Rohit, I just see you as a brother. We grew up together.
Do you know how much we invested in you?
You about to get thrown out.
And everybody's staring.
Hi.
Damn, the whole place went silent so he could say hi. Oh, shit.
Dang, wow, okay,
But this time he means it.
Yeah, he ain't warm it up or nothing, just straight up.
अगर मैं कहूँ कि मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ, तब भी नहीं.
You bloody.
Okay.
He already told him before. He was like, I would kill the man that interrupted mine. So that's already been established. He's like, you don't want this. Ease up. Let her choose.
मैं तुमसे और सिर्फ तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ. मेरी हर सांस, मेरी हर धड़कन.
Oh, is he saying the same exact thing he said before?
ये आकाश मल्होत्रा है, AK मल्होत्रा का बेटा, जो शालिनी के पीछे दुम मिलाए फिरता है. एक बार तो मुझसे पिट चुका है, but I guess it wasn't enough.
Shalini?
When you're a jerk like Rohit, you're just making that decision way too easy for your Betty. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, you got Unk on the side?
मैंने हमेशा यही समझा कि शालिनी मेरी बेटी है, मगर आज पता चला कि उसने हमें कभी अपना समझा ही नहीं. रोहित से शादी करके वो हमारा कर्ज चुकाना चाहती है.
Damn.
बचपन से लेकर आज तक मैंने तुम्हारी देख.
Like she's a slave?
You gotta pay what you owe.
उसका कर्ज. तुम पर किसी तरह की मुसीबत का साया भी नहीं पड़ने दिया मैंने. उसका कर्ज. अगर तुम इन कर्जों को चुकाना चाहती हो, तो आकाश से शादी कर लो.
Yeah.
Oh.
See? Yeah. Be a good papa.
Well, that was unexpected. The way he was going about that speech, I got tricked. I was like, damn, fuck this dude. Take this debt with you. Get out of my face.
No. Your Oz will never let you go.
इसका ख्याल रखना. ये मेरी बेटी.
I mean, if Rohit's his son, he knows Rohit's a jerk. You know.
Rohit. Please. Come on, leave me alone.
Dang, you got punched out at your own festival, bro. That's horrible.
जिंदगी भर कहता रहा कि किसी से I love you नहीं कहूँगा, और जब कहना पड़ा तो किसी और की शादी में 300 लोगों के सामने.
You could never break up now.
Not forever.
Oh, the things that entertained us before iPhones.
Hello.
हेलो समीर.
Hey Akash.
मैं सेठ से बात कर सकता हूँ?
Just a second.
I used to love that Nokia phone. Golly, that was my jam. Aw, all in the feels.
I'm really sorry, Sid.
माफी तो मुझे भी मांगनी चाहिए.
किसी और दिन मांग लेना.
तू बिल्कुल नहीं बदला, हाँ?
हाँ, वैसे भी परफेक्शन को इम्प्रूव करना मुश्किल है.
कहाँ है तू? कब मिल सकता है?
Turn around.
आज, अभी, इसी वक्त.
Right behind you.
Just turn around.
I told you. Turn around.
Yeah, the homies are back together. Whoa! Let's go to Goa now, man. Goa.
Goa.
Yeah, yo, my bad.
I'm so happy I can't even say Goa.
I know.
Now let's all jump around and hug like hobbits, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
सिद्धार्थ, तुम और मैं हमेशा.
Whoa, just like that.
Dang, gone.
Man. Sorry, man, but that's what you signed up for, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and to never feel that person's embrace, never kiss them, never make love, never just, you just deal with just the damage and the baggage. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
And the trio got back together just in time because he's going to need them to get through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely need some good friends to get out of those kind of situations. That's tough. They just feel like adults now.
Yeah.
Hey, they did go back to Goa. Said it right.
Yeah, you got it right. Don't
I had
worry.
to pause. I had to make sure.
Hey Sid, वो देख तेरा जहाज. 2 साल पहले कितना छोटा था, अब कितना बड़ा हो गया.
Excuse me. अगर तुम तीनों को अकेले बैठना था तो पहले बता देते. Exactly. Let's just eat.
चलो.
Whatever happened to that girl that was crushing on Akash?
But remember, that's who Sid was talking to, right? I'm assuming that she's gonna come back. We're gonna see her again. I forgot her name. Something with a P, right? Yeah, that's her, I bet.
She just stayed in Goa the whole time?
Yeah, that is her. She was chasing Akash the whole time.
Yeah.
And he talked to her and was like, yo, why are you doing that?
He definitely likes them lonely chicks.
Yo, she made it to the dinner table too with another man, but you know, she made it there.
Yeah.
This was a coming of age story through love. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
No.
I guess you don't really get those too much in the States because coming of age tales don't often deal with like romantic relationships.
Yeah, and especially they don't deal with it like this. It took some interesting ways. Like I thought was really interesting was Sid's journey because you kind of get a chance to see what happens if you don't act on love, right? So we saw that through, what was her name? Tara, I think was her name? The one that Sid was all in love with, the older woman.
Right.
You know, she was trapped because she wouldn't allow herself to love anybody else and couldn't get love from her daughter. So you see the other side of that.
Yeah, she's trapped in her own pain.
Yeah.
There was no getting out of that. Yeah, some people are just kind of stuck like that. It's sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to end up there.
Oh yeah. It is easy to get there. You know, especially if you don't have a good support team or you don't have the will to tough it out yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and most people don't. I mean, you're a human being, so you know, you need other human beings to help you through these situations. And then, you know what I really liked too? Because I'm a sucker for a good bromance film. I'm a bit of a sucker for it. Because, you know, I cherish the friendships that I have. There are going to be times when you and your friends are going to butt heads for whatever reason, because life just throws at you. And, you know, be able to work it out. And that feeling of having your homie back. That's a really good feeling.
Yeah. We watched the director in a movie together called Bog Milka Bog. Remember?
I remember the name.
Yeah, that was the movie about the runner, runner athlete guy. It was one of the films we watched when you were staying here.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I do remember that one.
Yeah, it was starring.
That was a while ago.
It was starring Farhan Akhtar. He didn't direct Bog Milka Bog, but yeah, so he's an actor director.
Okay.
But anyway, watching films like this is always fun for me because it allows me an opportunity to sort of reflect on my own experiences with relationships and stuff, and my audience knows I love to do that shit. So, you know, to kind of deep dive back in, I realized there were actually 3 instances where I crushed on someone pretty hard and they were in a relationship, and every time it kind of sucks. 4 instances. One of them worked out in my favor. One of them worked out in my favor where I ended up getting with the girl. But 3 of the 4 instances, it didn't pan out like that. Like, they were with someone else, and it just, the first time that happened, she was staying with the guy until I moved on. Once I moved on, she's like, oh, I like his attention, but I moved on. And then the second time I can recall was this girl just hadn't gotten over her ex, and then the ex came back into her life.
Right.
And so, you know, that was a wash. And then the third time was a girl who came in and out of my life all the time, but she only came into my life whenever she had a boyfriend. I'm like, what the fuck? she was very flirty. And so it's like the frustration, the pain of like liking someone a lot when they're in a relationship, and you know that there's like this vibe, this chemistry you guys have. That's a tough thing to go through because it's like you have no control over the situation, you know? Like you said, you're so powerless. On the flip side, you know, when someone's trying to take your girl, you interpreted something I said in a different way than I had meant. Okay. So if I'm in a situation where I'm dating someone, I'm of the firm belief of like, I don't ever want to be in the way of someone's happiness. So like, I do my best to be like the best partner I possibly can. But if I encounter a very odd situation, which could happen to anybody, which is my girlfriend somehow encounters another guy, and they are just vibing in a way that I feel like is on another level way above what I could ever provide.
Right.
I actually am okay to back off as much as that would suck, as much as that would hurt. I'm like, if there's a potential happiness here for you, right, that could go way beyond what I could give you, you should go and have that, you know? Now, obviously, everything's like peachy on the outside, like when you don't have seasons with that individual, you know? But that's what I meant. Like Rohit is like really trying hard to hold on to her. Siddharth had said at one point, yo, like you hold on to sand really tight, it's just gonna come out of your hand. And that's what Rohit was doing. He was just like holding so tight to her, and it was just pushing her away. Like, dude, you're making it very easy. Like, you know? And so what's cool about the movie is, I guess some of the lessons that are there about life, like not everything works out. You're not gonna fall in love with the first person you see. The first person you think you're in love with may not even be the one. There's a lot of cool, and then like if you go for someone who's like severely emotionally traumatized, you know, that comes with its own set of responsibilities and potential like unhappiness, you know? So like, what's his name? Siddharth suffered, like, cause he was in love with this woman who's older. I kind of wanted to see it pan out though. I wanted to see it work out where they were like happily in love, you know?
But you know what? I'm of the different notion, because all the movies I've ever seen, well, not all, there's a very few that take this route. It's very, very, very few. It's always like a happy ending for the person that was damaged, and they feel that they can heal, and, you know, they thank the person that walked them through that process and stuff like that. And it's the easy way out because that's kind of what the audience wants to see.
That's true.
But in a situation like this, where it's 3 different love stories, we had 2 really good feel-good endings, and it allowed the space for a bit of reality to kind of like come through. And the reality is that when you love somebody that is dealing with something, it's not always going to end in, you know, lollipops and sunshine. You know, there's some real like steps that you have to go through somebody's trauma and to take on somebody's baggage. I mean, and he got the full-blown bad end of the stick. Like, he never kissed her. He told her that he loved her, and she kind of like shunned him. You know, his mama was like, nah, you don't need to be messing with that old lady. He's dealing with alcoholism. I mean, you saw she had a violent outburst. She's got a broken heart because of her kid. And then, you know, she died from a loss of love more. She drank herself to death. You know, she had the cirrhosis of the liver. And a lot of times, that's what happens. Like, not all of it is a Hollywood storybook ending.
Right.
A lot of times you sign up for somebody that is on that path. Now their shit is your shit. You know, that's the thing about relationships. It's a two-way street. And sometimes it doesn't end that way. I think the director and the writer did a good service to show that reality. I'm glad that this story didn't solely focus on just that story, because that would be a bummer. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
You know, at least not having the levity of the lighter side. You had two different parts of levity to drag you out of that bit of darkness. And they didn't dwell on it either, which is another thing that I really loved. And you got a chance to see Sid move on as well. So I thought it was really well done, because most folks don't have the courage to tell that kind of story about a very real aspect of life.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Actually, I didn't even consider it that angle. I agree with you 100%. That's actually a great way to put it. And it goes back to the point I guess I was making earlier, which is there's a lot of life lessons in here that are worth considering, worth talking about, like worth contemplating, especially for your own experiences. And if for younger people watching, it's like, oh shit, like that's what I could experience. It could hurt. It could be bad. The reason I was hoping it was going to work out is because unless people correct me in the comments, I think in Indian culture, like that's generally not looked highly upon, you know? I mean, you saw it with how the mom reacted. Going after a woman who's 15 years your senior, who's a mother. Add on top of that the alcoholism, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, that's bad. she literally drank herself to death. That's the reason I was hoping it was gonna pan out for him, because I don't think, even over here, we're not used to seeing those kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
You know, a guy with an older woman, it's just seen as kind of odd. You know, it became the talk of the town when Ashton Kutcher was with Demi Moore.
Yes, it was a very big deal, because she was like 15 years his senior.
20. Yeah, something crazy like that. I personally don't see anything wrong with it. It's like, you know, whenever I hear people talk about, and I usually hear about it from females, of like how gross it is that this guy's dating this woman who's like 25 years younger than her or whatever like that. You know, I've been hearing this conversation come up more lately, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, guy who's older or the woman who's older. Are they happy? Are they enjoying each other's company? Then why are you judging? Like, just get out of the way. As long as they're of legal age and they're of consent, then cool. Just let it be. You know, and that's, for me, that's what the rule should be globally. Obviously, that's naive and ideal thought. But if they're two people who are happy, just like, you have no say-so over this. You have no right to be pissed unless you're one of the parents. You know?
Yeah, but you know, I did enjoy they did touch on the parental concern, and I thought that was real too. I thought that was a really real moment, because like, I hear what you're saying and I agree with you completely from my standpoint. If I'm the only one that's responsible for me, like, I have to be the one that has to live with the consequences of those decisions. So I agree with you on that. But as a parent, and if I have a kid that's going down that path, I'm gonna feel differently. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest, because I want the best for my kid, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know if that's gonna be necessarily the best decision. You know, so I like that they had that moment, because the mom was right. She was concerned. You know, it's like, that's not gonna work for you. You know, use this elder's wisdom to just be like, I want the best for you. I don't wish ill upon this woman, but I want the best for you. You know, and that might not be the right choice for you.
Yo, my experience with dating someone much older, it wasn't too dissimilar from his. I mean, I got to actually like have some fun. He didn't have any fun. No,
so he just took the one end of it. Shit into that stick.
Mine was quite short-lived, but it was someone I'd known for a very long time. I was 27 at the time, and she was 49. It's quite a significant difference, right?
Yeah.
And so my experience with that was, I didn't end it because of any of the problems that were there, and there were problems, believe me. Like, that was the weirdest thing to uncover. It was like, this person used to be a drug addict. This person's clearly got a lot of baggage. She has a son who's older than me and has just an odd relationship with him because he's got his own, you know, issues and whatnot. None of that scared me. What scared me off was the fact that she was about to have menopause. Like, she was at that age, and I was like, I want to have kids. And it's like, if I fall in love with you, I'm screwing myself hard here.
Yeah, but that's a real reality, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real thing, and it should be considered
Yeah.
because if that's what you want and you want to have kids and you want to be able to make that happen, you know, or entertain the other options for having children, which is adoption and all that. But if that's not what you want,
Yeah.
you know, there's nothing wrong with going for what you want, and
Yeah.
if that person isn't providing it, especially if it's a really high priority,
Yeah.
then you're doing yourself a disservice.
So bringing it back to this with Siddharth, it's like I relate insofar as the problems didn't scare me off. You know, it's like, oh, that's fine, I could deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's honestly kind of silly. Like you're taking on a lot of responsibility there, and it's like oftentimes, like you were saying, you can't necessarily fix it. Well, how it's been conveyed to me is that's a God-sized problem. You know, that's not for you. You know, don't try to fix that. It's hard enough dealing with yourself, and you're gonna try to take on someone else's baggage. I thought the trio was well picked here because all of them felt like Aamir Khan, Saif Ali Khan, and Akshaye Khanna, who I haven't actually watched a heck of a lot. I thought that they were really, really good picks for the three male leads because they all felt very, very different from each other.
Yes.
You know?
Very, very. And it could have easily, like Samir and Akash could have easily been a character that blended together because they're both a little immature. It could have blended easily, but they did such a good job, especially Samir, regarding his dating the one that he arranged. That part of the arranged marriage and allowing himself to take the time to love somebody instead of just falling all in and being smitten like he did the other two times.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then I felt Akash's character because that was me for a very long time. Like I get that.
Yeah.
It's like that's just not for me for a long time. All of my 20s. I was like, no, not never, ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, you know, hit and move, stick and move. And I get that. And then you get hit over the head by somebody that totally takes you all the way out of that element and stuff changes. And you're like, oh, I don't know if I can ever be that person again now that you've seen how sweet the sweet can get.
Yeah.
You know?
No, for sure. I think I've been a combination of Samir and Siddharth. Of just like, I remember I had written a girlfriend a poem, and my old buddy Michael, he just started laughing. He's like, I'm like, what's so funny? He's like, you know, every time you date a girl, it's like, and you get a poem. I'm like, fuck you, Mike. I got so mad. I was so pissed. I'm like, you shut your mouth, man. Like, you ain't been in love. You know, it's you got your ways of expressing yourself. It's like, so if you took the last person you went out or you were dating out to dinner, you can't take the next person you were dating out to dinner? Come on. You just got your ways of expressing yourself, you know?
Yeah, like, this is my process. This is what works for me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that the camaraderie between the three of them was actually well done as well because it really felt like three bros who would josh each other all the time, who were like always giving each other shit, putting each other in bad situations.
Yeah, all for the lows, man. All for the laughs.
Yeah, like when Samir's character got robbed, Akash just wasn't even like, "Are you okay?" He just fell over laughing.
Yeah. Oh, yo, because that is a good story, and you have to laugh at. You got like once you know your homeboy's okay. Oh, it's jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be jokes. So like, dang, you was tied up too and gagged. Damn.
Yeah. That's why you just keep it to yourself.
Yo, and then I like that moment too when they're about to leave go and he shows up, you know, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's like, yo, I met this girl and I'm gonna stay. And Sid was looking at him like, you know what? I'm not even going to argue with this. Let's just leave. He just looked at the couch and was like, yo, we out. This is a lesson he's gonna have to learn for himself. It's that homie moment. And I'm sure they had like some good jokes on the way back.
Yeah.
Laughing his dumb behind, like, you gonna stay for this girl that you just met 3 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually, that actually speaks to the thing that we've been saying at the beginning of this, which is the life lessons, because you could easily get taken for bad and not know it. There are people who use their appeal to their advantage to take advantage of you. That almost happened to me, where someone was trying to use my credit, my social security number, my credit to benefit them. And like, I was just so into the chick. I wasn't thinking that hard until I got up to the point that I almost committed my fucking name to paper. And I was like, something don't feel right. I don't know what it is, but something hurts, Doc. Something's amiss. I can't point to it, but it's there. It's like, it's just something felt, it's a good life lesson, especially for younger folks, man. Like, I just got this text message, and I showed it to Achara. I got this text message today. I'm going to read it to you. It's a text message saying, hey, hon, I miss you. Want to do it again soon? I don't know if y'all can see it. But I don't know this Boo. I don't know this Betty. I never heard of her. But you know how, like, there are guys who will be like, they'll fall prey to that, you know? Especially if they're lonely and you just catch them at the right time. This is the new advertisement for bullshit. And I'm like, dang. So there are plenty of people ready and willing to take advantage of your insecurities, you know, and your loneliness. And it's right, it shows you right there in the movie. I'm like, dang. Because he was just head over heels.
Yeah, no, and I agree because, you know, men, and especially because of our ego, we have this thing where we always assume that we're the predator. Always. We're the one that's stalking down, you know, the little bunny that's you know, out in the middle of the woods, scared, looking around, like need somebody to protect it.
Yeah.
And you jump on that bunny, and next thing you know, it's a snarling wolf under that bunny's clothing.
Yeah.
You had no idea. You know, like there are some like predator type situations you can get yourself into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't let the sword taste fool you thinking that all these women is saints.
Yeah.
You can get caught up.
For sure.
Just like Samir. Gagged and hogtied.
Yeah, man. How did you feel about the style in which it was shot? I mean, it's obviously from a different era, but I just noticed that like it really took its time, especially when you compare it to today where everything is wham bam, thank you ma'am, like in and out. It's just cut. Everything's very stylized and kinetic. Here it was like right from the get-go, it was taking its time to ease in. You know, there was a lot of shots that just lingered. There was a shit ton of close-ups, like really, really intimate, almost choker shot close-ups throughout the whole movie of really putting you in that space with that person. It just felt very intimate, you know?
Yeah.
In the way that it was shot. And so I thought it was interesting. I thought it was pretty cool the way that it was approached from a visual standpoint.
I liked the kind of uncleanliness of it. Like everything is so clean and pristine. It looked like it was cut with cut on a surgeon's table nowadays because everything is digital and you can get everything down to the exact frame and make the lighting exactly perfect because the technology is just that easy. But back then, you know, when you're literally cutting on a board, you know, you're cutting the film on a board and piecing it together, and then you're using creative filtering in order to get the tone and look that you were asking for. It's a totally different art style, and to the point that you can see the dust in the film as it's rolling. You know, I was like, man, I haven't seen something like this in a minute. And you said something that really struck a chord. A lot of times, most times, you don't really know what you got until it's developed.
Yeah.
You know, you set everything up and you have an idea and a visual idea of what you hope is going to be. But until that negative is pulled and exposed, you don't really know what you have. So it's a bit of a gamble, and that's part of the beauty of the art. We don't have like these they didn't have digital filters like they do now. So like some of the stuff, like we had a cool little moment where we were talking about comparing it to what life may
what dreams may come.
What dreams may come. That particular style and making things based off of the technology that was available back then to make it look like you're in a painting, you know? So I appreciate that because that's a lot of effort. Like there's a lot more effort in that style of filmmaking. And this is just 19 years ago. You know, the effort even 20, 30, 40 years ago was a tremendous thing to put into filmmaking. And then to be able to have good actors to really go through that vision and you spend that time, because that's another thing that's different that a lot of people don't realize today. Like that time that you're spending with that actor is expensive. It's crazy expensive. Film is not cheap. So these are big choices that's going to burn through your budget in order to capture those moments. So you appreciate it more because everybody on set appreciates it more. The producer appreciates it more. You know, because they're footing the bill, the director, the actor. You don't want to waste those kind of takes. So to see it unfold, it's just, to me, it's just a hat tip to the art, and it's just good to see that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's very different today. I've been taking some photos randomly of Achara on my film camera, and it's a different experience to shoot film, even just from a photography standpoint, right? And the fascinating thing to me is how, like you were saying, everything is so pristine today because it's digital, it's surgical grade clean. And even if you look at reviews for tech gear, they'll often talk about how clean and sharp an image is. And the funniest thing is, as soon as you shoot it, you're trying to dirty it up, you know? Because like you got all these Instagram filters that make it look like it went through some kind of film sprockets and stuff like that. And so we are still in love and married to that rough around the edges look, you know? And with these film photos, like they come back and it's like super grainy, but it's got this character to it that you just don't have anymore. And so that's what you're getting here. And what was cool also is just like the long takes. Those are expensive to fuck up.
Yes.
You know?
Super expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, you know, every time you mess up, it's like, first off, those film things, they only last 10 minutes. Then you got to change it out again. So if your take is like 3 or 4 minutes long, you're burning through film as like, okay, camera rolling, sound check, sound, okay. You know, it's like you're saying all these things, and it's like you're just burning through film, and then you say clapper, action. You know, you're going through a lot of steps just to get the thing rolling, and you mess up, you got to do it all over again. And so, every 10 minutes of film, you got to change that out, and that's a whole process. So yeah, it's an expensive process, and while it's a bit cumbersome and takes more time to work with, it's like, but it's, you know, everyone's, like you're saying, appreciating those moments way more. They are way more meaningful. But to Farhan Akhtar's credit, like, it's super cool that he was ballsy enough, at least, I don't know what it was like compared to other movies back then, but to me, it's like, it's ballsy because he's got really long takes sometimes, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like, it's nice to see that, and it's nice to see, I like, my favorite shot in the whole movie was when they were going around the 3 actors at the table. Because it was so nicely done. I was just into it. As opposed to, oh my God, they're moving the camera a lot. I can't get, you know, you've had that feeling, right? Where it's just too much. So yeah, I thought it was a well done movie. The only thing I would say, and I'm sure that I'm gonna get crap for this in the comments, none of the songs in the film really jumped out at me as like, oh, I'd love to listen to that again. I know that it's, you know, probably some classic songs in here that you all like love to listen to. None of them jumped out at me to the point where I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, SYNTELL. I got to listen to that song. You know, it's like, it was sort of like, okay, yeah, it's a musical break. I can just, the visuals were enough stimuli.
You said something regarding regarding the director, and I feel like he did some proper homages to, because we all stand on the shoulders of giants, right, of other people's creations, right?
Sure.
And there was a moment when we remember, it was when you were talking about the musical selections, when they went through old school Hollywood. Like, they went through the vaudeville era, and then they went through like the 60s, and then they went through kind of like the 90s, and a lot of that shooting style was like maintained. That's very telling that you're gonna spend, when we're talking about film is money, you're gonna spend that kind of money as a bit of a hat tip to other people, you know, that helped pave the way, that paved the road before you, and you get a bit of that style that went along with it as well.
Anyways, this was fun. You guys, hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. Thanks so much for hanging out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Patreon. Thanks so much for supporting us here. Follow SYNTELL with the Intel at SYNTELL on Instagram and youtube.com/SYNTELL on YouTube. Thanks again. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is...
Yo, it's your boy SYNTELL.
Peace out.